Hello everyone, this is Aaron with Callista Pro EMR, and this is part 2 of our series on KPI updates. So picking back up from where we left off, let's go to Administration, then KPI Reports, then Custom KPI Reports, and then the drop down, let's go to Patient Retention Rate. This is going to be the first one we're looking at. So the purpose of this report is to see how many patients actually returned over a specific period of time. So let's look for let's say January 2024 to here. Then we're going to click search. And how this is calculated is that it's going to take the number of patients who have more than one visit in the current selected date range up here. And then we're going to divide that number by the number of patients with at least one visit within the date range of exactly 1 year prior to this date right here. And this way, it's going to give you an accurate representation of how many patients actually returned in a time period compared to the number of existing active patients. So if you click View Breakdown, you'll be able to see all the patients, those who have came in for a single visit and these who came in for repeat visits. And then you'll be able to export all that data out as well. Then the next report we're going to look at is the average number of visits report. So the purpose of this is to just see the average number of visits per patient for a specific service or service category within a date range. So you'll be able to filter by provider, date range, category, and specific services. So let's say we want to see those for Botox, and then the date range will keep it the same. Apply, click search. And then over here, you'll see that the average number of visits per patient in this example is 4.33. If we click the view breakdown, you're going to see why. We have all the patients, their name, date of birth, email, phone number, and then number of visits, last visit date, and you can even click view to view all their profiles. And if you do the math, it would work out. And then the next report we're going to be looking at is the patient churn rate. So the purpose of this report is to track patients who have not been back for a treatment within a certain period of time. So you can filter by providers, categories, specific services, and most importantly, time period right here. So how it works is that let's say we choose a 6-month time period. And then when we click the date range, it's going to give us 6-month intervals. And if you select 12 months, then it's going to give you the 1-year intervals. So how it's going to work is that the system is going to look at all the patients who had an appointment in the period before the one you selected. So if you click 6 months here, if I click this, it's going to give me 6 months even before that and compare it to this one. So for this example, let's say right here, yep. And then if it looks at the one before, it's going to give us August to December 2024. And then let's do that. Okay, let's click search. And over here we have a page turn rate of 50%. And how that number is calculated is it's going to take the number of patients who had an appointment in the previous time range but did not return for the selected time range. And it's going to take that number and divide it by the total number of unique patients with at least one appointment from that previous time range. So as you can see, this person, James Bow, he came in December 2024 and did not come back for here. That's why we have a patient churn rate of 50% in that case. And then you can even click view to visit their profile and then click export to export all that data out. And finally, the last one we're going to be going over in this video is the lifetime value of a patient. So the purpose of this report is to just see how much of the value for a patient is worth based on how much a typical patient spends in a date range. So this can be helpful when looking to do things like predicting projected numbers, right? So let's say the date range is going to be about the same. Click apply and just click search. And then we can see that we had one patient, Joseph Chen. He spent 840. Total visits was 2, and that's how we have those numbers. 840 is the average spend per patient, and then average number of visits is 2, and then per visit is 420. And then again, you see all this info down here. You can click view to visit the dashboard and then click export to export all that data out. And that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching.